Guys, I'm Aman. On today's video, I'm going to present the real estate market, real estate situations here in Portugal. Whenever we travel to Portugal, we kind of fall in love with this country because of many reasons. This country has a great weather, very diverse ethnicity from around the world, and we kind of feel like, a life here would be very interesting. But when we make this decision, we always come across what's the situations of real estate situations, investment, and this also goes to me on my mind very often. So to address this issue, today I have a very special guest who have worked for a very long time here in Portugal with very reputed real estate companies like Idealista, Remax, and Joe's agencies. So without taking a longer time, I want to invite our special guest, Joe's. Hi, Joe's.
Thank you, Aman. How are you?
I'm good. I want to thank you very much for your availability on our video. I know you're very busy. You have a very busy schedule, and I had a great meeting with you other time. Thank you so much for joining on today's interview.
My pleasure to be here with you, talking about this issue that I am also passionate about, and I hope to give you all of you some input about the overall perspective of real estate market in Portugal.
Definitely, your experience, your insights gonna address really our audience curiosity. So as you use the word passion, and it always makes me excited, I would like to start, like, how did you started this career? Like, what really convinced? Because it's not an easy profession, I guess.
Yes.
So how was the starting story that
behind it? Okay.
Behind it,
yes,
exactly.
I was an entrepreneur. I had graduated as a psychologist, and I had a business regarding psychology and health. With my wife, we had a therapy center with multidisciplinary.
Okay.
And then my first child was born, and we decided to have more time, to dedicate more time to her and our parental care, and to grow up and develop as parents. And we took some time, and then one day she showed me an advertise looking for a psychologist with commercial background.
Okay.
That was me, and I decided to go see what it was about. And it was a announcement from Remax.
Okay.
They were recruiting, and they thought it would be nice to have an agent with a psychology background to address people and engage and build relationship with the client. And then they in the first interview, they introduced me to the model, the business model of Remax, and I knew nothing about the subject, but I was got interested at first.
Okay.
And from that point on, I started and developed I built up my experience. I worked with the international brands like Sotheby's International Realty, and I was responsible for the Príncipe Real area. So it gave me a very big jump in my career.
Amazing.
And my understanding of the market, not only globally, but also not only locally, but also globally, because I had many international clients. And that helped me to build this perspective of globality in terms of this service.
Amazing. I think I can really feel that whenever I was approaching you, I could see that psychological or emotional sides of your approach with the client. You were not selling, you know, you were assisting. So
Yes.
so now I know like why this is. Otherwise, most of the agents that I met were like always trying to sell, you know, like this is possible, this is not
Yes.
possible. But your approach was very different.
Yes, that's true. My focus is not on the product. I focus on the people, not on the properties.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's
because
amazing.
even if you are an investor and you are looking for profit, but you also have very specific needs as a person. You have an investor profile that is different from other investors. So that's the starting point always. I think people are the most important thing, because if you want to build. If you want to make money, it's for your family, for your well-care and for your family's care. So also this human aspect, I think it's
Yeah.
you never can forget that. It's most important.
Yeah. Great job, Jos. That's
you.
wonderful. So on today's our interview, I also would like to cover, as you worked on this sector for a very long time. How long time did you more or less have spent time on this?
Almost a decade.
Almost a decade, and that's a very long time, right? So you do really have that ground level reality that you have already experienced.
Yes.
So what do you think of the real estate situations of Portugal at the moment, and how it was in the past, what it is now, and what do you think that it is going to look like?
So the Portuguese real estate market went to a great revolution when Portuguese became known internationally, and it became a destination for tourism. So this was the thing that got everything starting to move more rapidly. Because when the real estate market was more focused on internal local needs, prices were different, and the interests were very different in locations. If we speak about, for instance, Lisbon, the center of Lisbon, in the 90s, it was a desert. No one wanted to live in Chiado.
Really?
Houses were not habitated. People don't want to live there. They wanted those new houses with elevators and balconies, and people worked in Lisbon, but they lived on the outskirts.
Okay.
And this was the reality until gradually the tourism became more. Portugal became a very
known to the
appealed,
world.
Yes, tourism destination, and so, for instance, the French tourists they fell in love with the architecture and the neighborhoods of old Lisbon, and this old architecture they really appreciated. So they became interested in those properties, and it gave new life to old Lisbon.
Amazing. So it attracted very big crowd. After that, the real estate became very flourishing period.
Yes.
Okay.
So we then had very some number of crises, of economical crises, and also the pandemics. But even during those times, the real estate needs of people they became evident. So we haven't seen a decreasing of the market vitality.
So like right now, as I said at the beginning of our program, I think I covered there also, because you know, whenever we just listen from those people who just been to Portugal, you know, just by listening their story excites us to go and really spend time in Portugal. You know, when we come here, it always give this like, oh, I wanna live my life here. So
Yes.
there are so many people out there who are wishing to live that kind of life, and I also get in person some messages by some of my international friends who says to me, I'm thinking of moving there. So how is it? How is it gonna be in future? Like, is it gonna be affordable? Is it a right investment occurring properties here? What do you think?
It's very interesting because prices are continuing to grow, but there is a shortage of properties. So
Wow.
even with the prices going up, anyone who invests in property will get a bigger return in the future.
Really?
Yes, yes. And Portugal has it's strategically located, so it's a gateway for Europe, and also it has all those conditions of it's a beautiful country. You have sunlight 300 more than 300 days a year, and you have the beaches and all these beautiful landscapes, but also it has stability. It's a country that in 1974 had a revolution, and it became a democracy, but since then this democracy has been matured, and it's getting more and more open to the rest of the world.
I can feel that.
Yes. Yes, we evolved very much culturally, because Portuguese people in their DNA, they are also immigrant people. Okay. So we in the Middle Ages we went as sailing across the globe, as explorers. But why did we do that? Because we were too poor and we couldn't live in our country.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's the main reason why we searched around the world. So that is in the foundations of Portugal as a country, and also throughout the years, Portuguese people always went abroad looking for better life. So we can really relate to these migration flows. We are part of this, and we have enriched our culture and cultures around the globe, because culturally our cultural matrix isn't of segregation. We can't even we cannot even understand how could segregation even work. It's not in our mind. We like to mingle with people, and because we do believe and feel that we all get more out of it.
Yeah,
everyone.
During my Europe travel in some other country, I could really agree with you that Portuguese people, they think of we, not as I, you know, not like they welcome all the nationality that they say like it's we, and they're very good with integrating with any culture, and that's really wonderful.
And it's ongoing. We are open to other cultures, and also we do defend our democracy. So we have the Portuguese institutions are very well stable. So the juridic institutions, they work independently. Journalism also. We have a good healthcare system, one of the best in the world, and it's a free system. We also have, of course, private sectors in healthcare. We are developing our country, but we have this politically. There's always been stability in this. We have this right wing, left wing equilibrium of forces in our country.
That's great. So you think Portugal is perfect destination for passive investment, like real estate investment, where investor can really get good return on long
very
term?
good return. Yes,
that's great.
Yes. Because it values rapidly. So if we talk about the numbers to 2024, it is expected that the price value of real estate will grow around 8.7%.
Wow.
And we expect that rent value will grow 12.5%
per year.
Yes, annually. And the investment growth, it's estimated to be around 15%.
Okay. And like, for example, what are the sector of real estate investment? Is it individual? Is it commercial? Is it a business, for example, hotel, Airbnbs? Which sector you think is like best sector for investor? For example, if there's a investment company or if there is a group of individuals who really want to invest, like which sector you think is the best for the moment and also for the future?
For the moment, we have emergent sectors that are really booming, sectors related to technology, sectors related to agriculture business, sectors related to healthcare, senior residents, student residents. It's a sector that needs investment, and it can give you a great return because there's a shortage of responses to that.
Wow!
So it's booming.
Okay.
And also to accommodate the digital nomads, and hotel business is also a good investment at the moment. So these sectors are growing, and they are good opportunities because they are in need at the moment. Okay.
Wow, very diverse.
Yes, and you also have for living, the residential sector. So there's a big demand for houses to rent, a big demand. So it's a sector that can give you lots of return.
Amazing.
It's really in need, and the most of course, as an investor, you have to have a plan. Right? So you have to decide which kind of return do you want, a short-term return or in the long run. But it's a very popular investment in Portugal to buy to resell. You can get more rapid profit out of it, and it's it all, of course, as real estate business depends on location. You have to have if you have the right location to invest, it is a very secure investment.
Cool. Yeah, it really sounds very interesting and very exciting. As me just listening from you, and for an investor perspective, I think these insights will really help a lot for them to reflect, what would be a plan ahead. So Jos, as we see that there is a loads of people who really are looking forward to move to Portugal or looking ways to invest in Portugal on a real estate, and what you shared is definitely, a big information that will definitely help them to really make the decision. So I would also like to know, for example, what are the type of legal status or visas are provided by Portuguese government for this kind of investor?
Yes, for investment, the Portuguese government has 3 options in terms of visa that are more suitable. So you can apply for a D2 visa if you are an entrepreneur and you want to start a business in Portugal, whether it's a company business or a freelance business entrepreneur. You can apply to that visa, providing that if being a company, you have to have a minimum capital of 5,000 euros.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
In this case, to apply it, to make your application more suitable to be considered.
Okay. And is it for all the nationalities from around the world, or for a specific?
Specifically for non-European investors.
For anywhere?
Anywhere.
Asia,
Yes.
America, Australia, anywhere? Oh, okay.
Outside of the EU borders.
Okay.
And you can also apply to the D7 visa if you are outside of the European community. The D7 visa, it's more suitable for people who are retired or planning to retire. So the retirement income, it has to be declared in the terms for the application. Also, it's also suitable for people who have real estate investments income. This type of income, they can also apply. And the third visa is the golden visa that nowadays it can also be used to ask for being a non-resident to have a visa to be in Portugal and also move in the community space of Schengen space.
Okay.
But the requirements are more strict, and it implies more investment in terms of real estate or creating a business with employees. It has more. You have more points to cover, and it requires more investment.
Okay, that's very interesting. So there are mainly three type of visa that investor can consider at the beginning.
Yes.
What about if there is a collective investor who wants to come with a company?
Yes.
How does it look like?
Yes, the D2 visa would be perfect in that case.
Okay.
Because they could create their company in the Portuguese ground, but it can be a group of business owners.
Okay. So that can be an individual person on an entrepreneurial business, or it can be a group of people coming as a company on investing.
They can form their company here in Portugal and operate with the fiscal number and
and you would be a person to whom I can recommend if any of our audience have curiosity to know more information, that you would be available there to give your expertise. Can I?
Yes, of course, because it's working with a real estate agent that knows a local real estate agent that has experience with the local market and has a number of partners that can help in the legal affairs and getting the financial loans and navigate to all the process in this area. That I think that is paramount, because you have someone who can guide you correctly and help you not to be stressed and even lose money if you make the wrong choices.
Yeah, and definitely I do it out of my. I would be very happy to recommend you
Thank you.
if you are available there for our audience to get more information on
Yes,
this,
of
because I
course.
know you in person, I know your approach. I have already dealt with a couple of other agents, you know, and the way they were presenting themselves is far different than the way you present. So
Thank you.
you would be a great person to do that. So yeah, I hope you are really getting the information that if you were thinking of moving to Portugal, or how is it like to invest in Portuguese real estate sector. I hope that this interview is really helping you to address all your worries. So we are close to the end of our interview. Definitely, if you have more questions while watching us on TikTok or on our YouTube, you can definitely put your comment. And I'm expecting in coming time we will make more, you know, specific videos on which we will address the comment that our audience
Yes, of
may
course.
have in future. And so I would like to ask one last question. That is, why investor, the 5 reason or the top reason why investors should invest in
Yes,
Portugal.
yes. There is a top 5 of reasons, of big reasons. First of all, it's the good geography. Portugal is very well located, strategically located as as a gateway entrance to the rest of Europe, and have beautiful landscapes and beautiful beaches, and it's a beautiful country, and also good geography, a good social environment. So it's a very safe place. It's there is political stability, economic stability. The institutions work, and you can get good healthcare, good education, and also business opportunities, because it's an economy that is in developing, flourishing, and needs all the investment and entrepreneurship it can get. And in terms of culture, Portuguese culture is very welcoming.
Yes, it is.
We have in our DNA this structure of knowing the need of move to another country. So we understand that very well, and we like the sense of share, cultural share, and well, it's a friendly and safe place with stability, with also political stability, and tax benefits. So the investors in Portugal can beneficiate from tax reductions. So there are specific programs through that, and it's a growing market. It's a very dynamic market. This year will be again a year. The trend is of growth. So it's a secure investment opportunity in real estate.
Wow. Yes, so sounds so good. And of course the tax benefit that you just shared, and we were not able to include this in our earlier questions, but on this topic we will definitely do another series. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Jos, for your time and for your availability to share your insights, your experiences. It is really recharging me, and I believe it is recharging to our audience as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.